ByteDance is yet another underrated AI lab from China. They have been releasing models upon models for the last 1 year, and I have been covering each one of them. In this video, I am going to show you yet another model by them, which is Tar model. It comes in two flavors, 1.5 billion and 7 billion. Not only I am going to describe this model, its use cases, we are also going to install it locally and we will see how it works. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. If this is the first time, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video as it helps a lot. So the TAR model is basically a new multimodal model that tries to do both looking at pictures and making pictures using the same brain. It's a very simplistic explanation. The big idea here is that instead of treating images and text locally differently, which a lot of models do, TAR uses something called as text aligned tokenizer or TA-TOC to turn images into little chunks of data, discrete tokens that live in the same world as text tokens from a large language model. This means that the model can understand an image, talk about it, and even generate a new one using the same language style processing. It's like teaching the model to think about visuals using words. So everything, reading, writing, seeing, drawing, flows through one unified system. No more juggling separate tools for seeing versus creating. I will be talking more about its architecture, but for now, let's get this installed. I'm going to use this Ubuntu system and I have one GPU card, NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. If you are also looking to rent a GPU on very good prices, you can find the link to Massed Compute in video's description with a discount coupon code of 50% for range of GPUs. And now let's git clone the repo of tar and cd into it. And now we can install all the requirements from the root of the repo. This is going to take a few minutes. While that happens, let me introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are Camel AI. Camel is an open source community focused on building multi-agent infrastructures for finding the scaling laws with applications in data generation, task automation, and world simulation. And all the prerequisites are now done. Now let's launch this script, which will launch the Gradio demo on our local system. And the first time when you run it, it downloads some model. There are 4 shards of it. While it downloads, let's talk a bit more about this model. So if you look at this diagram, this gives you a bit more idea around its architecture. Under the hood, TAR keeps things efficient and flexible. It uses scale adaptive encoding, meaning it can use fewer tokens for quick rough images or more tokens when it needs fine details. It's kind of like switching between sketch mode and high resolution painting mode. Then to actually make the image, it uses two types of T-tokenizer. One fast autoregressive model, which is great for quick generations, and a diffusion based one for super detailed pretty pictures. Plus it's trained on a mix of tasks, not just text to image or image captioning, but also image to image stuff. So it gets better at blending vision and language. Overall, it seems that TAR is trying to simplifying the whole multimodal mess by using one shared discrete language like code for both understanding and generating visuals, making it faster to train, easier to scale, and surprisingly good at both talking about images and creating them from scratch. But I think proof will be in the pudding, so once we get it installed, we will check it out. Let's wait for it to download. So it uses multiple models, as you can see. And the model is downloaded and running on our local host at port 7860. So let me open it, that demo here, and there you go, it is running. Okay, so let's first try it out. I'm just going to let's go with this, a photo of a macaw. Let's generate it. Let me also show you the VRAM consumption in real time as the model is fully loaded onto the GPU. So it is consuming just close to 8 gig of VRAM at this point in time. Maybe I will just run it in real time so that we could check it out. So this is where the VRAM is hovering around, as you can see, now over 10 gig and steadily increasing as in the background it is processing that image. Okay, so this is a max. It has gone just close to 12 gig of VRAM, and look at the quality of the image. How good is that? This is really, really good. And I really don't see any malformity there. Even the beak is a bit rugged, so it looks quite closer to the real world. Okay, let's try out another one. In this one, I'm asking you to have an image of a dancer made entirely of liquid mercury, mid-spin under a violet aurora, reflections ripping across a black marble lake, and all that stuff. There are a few settings around the image size and then some of the hyperparameters, which I will just keep as is. You can of course tinker with the CFG. That primarily shows that how much adherence the model shows to the prompt. It is a bit low, which is fine. I will just let it be as creative as possible. So I'm just going to wait as it generates some. It takes a bit of a time, as you can already see, but I think as long as the quality is good, we can wait. And look at this image. Just, very honestly tell me how good that looks. Maybe let me try to open it in the full here. Oh wow, this shows the full stuff. Look at the reflection. And if you look at my prompt, this actually follows it to the hilt. Look at the aurora, look at the ripples, look at the mid-air spin. Yes, the one of the leg is not really there, but it's not that bad. I mean, it could be improved, the other leg, but it's not as bad. I mean, if we start nitpicking, that's another thing. But other than that, human figure is quite good. Really, really good stuff. Okay, let's try out another one. Now, next up, I'm asking it that a clockwork owl perched on a moss covered library shelf, its brass feathers glowing with soft golden light, tiny galaxies swirling inside its glass eyes, surrounded by ancient books. So, I'm testing out here different sort of things, uh, you know, like visual poetry, cross modal imagination, models' understanding of human figure, all the reflections, effects, different sort of vibrancy, all of these things, these models should be able to depict, and that is what we are testing so far. I think model is going very well. And look at this result. This is just out of this world. I have just opened it in another window. It is pushed very nicely. Um, well, yes, the feet are not there, but look at the rest of the stuff, which is very nice. This looks really cool. Look at the lighting in the background, and do you notice this in the background? This looks really good, and it is all moss covered. Very nice. Even the silhouette of books is there. Okay, let's try out one more. Maybe I'll just do a simple one, a human hand with 6 fingers. Let's see if it can generate that. I think some viewer was telling me that no model has been able to do that, except maybe one from OpenAI. Anyway, let's see if this one can create a human hand with 6 fingers. And there you go. Doesn't seem like it worked. Yeah, even the hand's direction or orientation is not good. The head is totally off. Okay, we will forget that we ran that prompt. Okay, let's try out one last one. So in this one, I'm also checking out the textual understanding. So we're asking it that this charming lady is holding a sign which says like the video sweetheart with a mischievous smile. Hopefully this model is not an SFW, so I will just let it create something and then I will show you. Hopefully it will be showable. Let's wait. And there you go. Let's look at in the full go. Um, okay, so I don't know what she's saying there, but I'm sure that even if I say it very clearly, like the video, you will still listen to her even if she doesn't say it clearly. So, well, you know what you need to do, just press that like button, please. But look at this. I think the human figure is bit off, and you can see at the head too, it doesn't really look that good. It has tried some head. Other than that, I think it's not that bad in terms of the whole atmosphere. But of course, you can already tell text understanding is not good. Text generation or text overlay is not good enough. So I think Flux is still safe. It also offers image understanding, so you can just upload, for example, your own image, and then you can just, give your prompts. So for instance, I'll just upload one of the image. I will just ask it, for example, this is one AI generated image which I used in another video, and I'm asking it to describe it. So it has mistakenly, you see, it is just it's not good enough. I think OCR is not there, so it is mistaking it because it is not Pulp Fiction, it is something else. It's similar but not there. And then you can maybe check out another thing. I have this, let's check it out. Again, AI generated one. Yeah, this one is better, much better. So image understanding is quite okay, and same is for image generation. But if you ask me, very extraordinary, nope. ByteDance has provided a lot of other good models. So I think for image tasks, I might not go with this model, but I will also be very happy to hear your thoughts on it. Please like the video if you think the channel is helping you out in any way, and subscribe to it as it helps a lot. Thank you for all the support.